Hello, my name is Adam Leff, and I'm a technical community advocate at Chef. Today, I'm going to show you a really neat integration between InSpec and Habitat. InSpec is an open source testing framework that uses a human readable language to define infrastructure tests and compliance controls. InSpec can locally or remotely test a host and report back its compliance status. You can learn more about InSpec at inspec.io, and be sure to check out our docs, which list all the different resources InSpec can test today. Let's look at a sample InSpec profile. The primary components of a profile are the profile metadata and some number of controls or tests. The metadata file provides information about the profile itself, such as its name and version. This metadata is included in any report that InSpec generates. This is also where you list any other profiles that this profile may depend on. Here you can see I'm depending on the Linux baseline profile. This allows me to bring in the controls from that profile and run them as if they were in my own. I can even skip or modify them as needed. In the controls directory is where you provide your tests. You can break your controls into multiple files. Here we see a test for my SSH server configuration, and I'm also checking to make sure the temp directory exists. In addition, this include controls line will run all the controls from the Linux baseline profile whenever this profile is executed. A common challenge I might have across my fleet is ensuring that my fleet stays compliant with my InSpec profiles. While I could certainly use InSpec to remotely scan my fleet periodically from my workstation or a management host, it would be better if my fleet could report on its own compliance automatically. Using Habitat, I can run my application and my compliance profiles next to each other and continuously scan and report any compliance findings. We call this continuous compliance. First, let's talk about Habitat. Habitat is our new application automation tool that aims to make it easy, safe, and fast to build, deploy, and manage applications. It manages build dependencies, runtime dependencies, dynamic configuration, service discovery, and so much more. You can learn more about Habitat at www.habitat.sh, and be sure to check out the docs and tutorials there too. So let me show you how painless this can be. First, I need to package up my InSpec profile as a Habitat package. To do that, I run the InSpec Habitat Profile Create command and point InSpec at the profile I want to package up. First, InSpec makes sure my profile is valid. If you remember from earlier, my profile depends on another InSpec profile, so InSpec ensures that all profile dependencies are fetched and stored. Then, InSpec will create a Habitat package for me. The resulting package is ready to run. Now I can take this package and distribute it to my fleet as needed, or I can use the Habitat CLI to upload it to a Habitat depot, which is a service for storing and distributing Habitat packages. If you plan to upload your packages to a depot, we've provided a shortcut to build and upload all in one step. Just run InSpec Habitat Profile Upload. After InSpec builds your Habitat package, it will upload it to your depot. That's it. With one command, we've created a runnable Habitat package and uploaded it to the depot for easy distribution. So let's now go see our InSpec profile in action. Our first step is to start up the Habitat supervisor. The Habitat supervisor provides process supervision, choreography, insights, and much more, but it's ultimately responsible for running our application and fetching any needed dependencies. To start the supervisor, I'll just run the hab-sup-run command. Now the supervisor is online and ready to run any number of Habitat packages on this host. I'm going to run 3 packages on this host: a MongoDB service to store my application's data, a Java-based front-end application, and my InSpec profile. The first package we'll start is the MongoDB process. It's as easy as running hab service load and the name of our package. In our case, the package identifier is adamleft/mongodb. You can see the supervisor detected a new service, has fetched the necessary package in its runtime dependencies, and started MongoDB. That's all you need to do. At the time the packages were built, Habitat took an inventory of all the dependencies needed at runtime and hard locked them to a specific version and build number. This ensures that no matter when and where you start your package, it's going to operate the same way it did when you first built it. Now we'll start my front-end application. This time, I'm using the bind flag to set up a runtime binding. My National Parks front-end application knows to look for a database service to use as its data source. For this example, I'm pointing my front end at my already running MongoDB service. This is such a cool feature of Habitat that lets me use different services in different environments without needing to rebuild packages or hard code configuration information. Lastly, let's tell the supervisor to also run my InSpec profile package. Here in the output, we see InSpec successfully ran our profile, and by default, the profile package will execute my InSpec profile on my host every 5 minutes. This is configurable to whatever value you desire. Each time it runs, InSpec will write out its findings for my profile to a JSON file that can be collected and reported on as needed. Let's take a quick look at ours. Here you can see my profile's controls at the top, and the rest of this output are the controls from the Linux baseline profile I included as a dependency. This file is updated after every run. A feature is planned for Habitat that will allow the automated collection of these JSON files across an entire Habitat ring, which is the name for a group of connected supervisors. When it's time to update my compliance profile or my application, I can simply create a new Habitat package and publish it. Using a cool feature of the supervisor called Update Strategies, the supervisor can automatically upgrade packages when they are published. Updating applications or profiles across your fleet has never been easier. With a single command, we've created a distributable, runnable artifact that contains our compliance controls. And with Habitat, we can run our application and InSpec profile side by side, continuously reporting on their status. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch. We'd love to hear from you. Please visit the community page on either the InSpec or the Habitat website to join the conversation. See you soon.